Mic check, 1, 2. Hey, what's going on? Texas boy, I'm pretty good. Okie dokie, mic is live. There we go. Okay guys, how's it going? What's up? My name is Erica from Highway 49 RC. I feel like this is really bright. We're gonna deal with that a little bit. There we go. That maybe a little bit better. Hope, and that's a little bit better. Actually, I still look kind of bright, but hey, you know what? It's fine. We're doing fiddly little stuff. It'll work out. So, what is up? For those tuning in after, how's it going? My name is Erica. This is Highway 49 RC. Today's plan for the stream is we're going to tear apart the axles, transfer case, transmission for my Gelande. We pulled this stuff out on the last stream. And again, to reiterate, basically my plan is that I just want to tear everything apart, clean everything real good, get new bearings in, shim things, just try and, you know, tighten up the drivetrain and just kind of do kind of an overhaul, some like intense maintenance, so I really have a good idea of the state of all my drivetrain components. So yeah, as more people join, I will continue to explain what's going on for those that are just joining. Holy crap, 9 people. What is up? How's it going, guys? Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. As always, if there are audio or video problems, scream at me in the chat. I will do my best to get those resolved. Yeah, okay. So, that's a pretty good intro. All right. I'm a little sleepy today. I'm a little sleepy today, guys, so bear with me. Crack open some caffeine here real quick. And we will get going. Jason Roberts, hey, what's up? How are you doing? I hope you're doing great. We'll hope you're having a good weekend. Let's see, I'm gonna start with... Let's start with the transfer case. Let's start there. Did I say Saturday? If I said Saturday, there you go, I'm tired. I probably said Saturday, didn't I, Texas boy? Oh, brother. But if you guys remember last time, I broke my 1.5mm screwdriver. I got a new one. Same driver handle, but I just replaced the tip. So what's crazy is a brand new screwdriver is $10. A brand new tip is $10. $10. And so I just bought the new screwdriver and I just put the new tip in the old handle. Now I have an extra screwdriver handle for some other custom tool. I don't know, whatever, you know. Okay, good. At least I did say Sunday. But yeah, I got my new driver tip, so that's good. So, yeah. What have you guys been up to this weekend? Anything fun? Going out RCing at all? On Friday afternoon, my boyfriend and I did some RCing together, so that was fun. I took my Splash out, my Slash out. He drove his Creighton, I think. Yeah, it's a Creighton that he's got. So that was a lot of fun. We had a good time with that. Gorgeous day on Friday. Yesterday, however, was something to behold here in California. It rained all day, nonstop, and on top of that, it hailed. Well, we went out to dinner, and then we got back, and it had hailed, and there was so much hail, it literally looked like there was, like, snow drifts, like, on the sides of the road. I mean, not big ones, obviously, but, like, you know how snow will kind of, like, there'll be those weird little pockets in the shade that will, like, stay frozen? Yeah, it looked like that. So. Oh, nice. Upgrading your TRX4 for aluminum axles. That's cool. Actually, you know, I was thinking about that the other day. Aluminum axles, like aluminum housings, like from Vanquish or whatever, they used to be, in my mind, like, so unachievably expensive. And they are expensive, and I'm sure they're even more expensive now than they used to be. But that aside, I was thinking about it, I'm like, well, okay, if they're $150 per housing, like, that's not that bad. Like, it's kind of funny to say that, because, like, I guess mainly is just because now I have a job, and I make enough money to be able to, like, reasonably afford that, and that's not, like, terribly expensive, if you know what I mean. Like, I'll spend that much on just a normal, like, parts haul on Amazon, so, yeah. Kind of funny how that works. Kind of funny. Alright. This is stuck being annoying. Ah, yes, the overgrown yard, Texas boy. I feel you. Our yard is also quite the jungle right now. Yeah, quite the jungle. But hey, pretty soon, like 2 months, it's all gonna be dead. What are you printing? I'm assuming 3D printing. Unless you have a really slow, like, paper printer. I don't know. Okay. What's up, Get a Grip? Good to see you. I have these, little trays. So they're more like boxes. They, I've replaced my my phone screens in both my phones a couple times. I've replaced like 6 or 7 phone screens. It's a bit outrageous, but these are the boxes that they came in. And I was looking around for a little tray to put stuff in, and That is exactly what this was designed for. Gorgeous, gorgeous little tray. That's cool that you're making a, that you're doing a Kenworth cab. Oh dang, $100 for the pair? That's pretty good, Jason. Right on. Right on. Cool. I don't have a lot of people that I watch on YouTube as far as live streams go, but for the few like people that I have watched in the past, it is fun to just like kind of listen while you work on something. So I'm glad I can be that person for you. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Oh, you're doing a sleeper cab, Texas. Nice. Very nice. That'll be sweet to see when you're done. I don't know if you're on my Discord or not, but if you're not, go check it out. Link is in the description, and you can post pictures on there and whatever. There's actually a pretty good group of guys on my Discord server that are into 3D printing, and they seem to have a lot of knowledge about it too, which is pretty cool. They're always chit-chatting about stuff, troubleshooting together, which is really cool to see that people working together like that. Okay, this is kind of... Anyway, well, I don't know. Something that happened today for me. I, as you know, have a new lathe, which I'm sure we'll be talking about more as the stream progresses this evening. But there's a little screw that holds the little lever for the switch. Okay, cool. What's your Discord username, Texas Boy? There's a switch with a little lever handle on it, and it's got a screw in the center of it. And I was trying to find, another one, because there's two switches on the lathe. One of them was not bent, one of them was bent. The little screw. So I went down to Ace, which it's really nice that we have one near my house now, because it used to be that you gotta go to the next town over and go to Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever to get your hardware. But I went in there, looked and looked and looked and looked and looked, and wouldn't you know, I did some more looking, and I could not find that screw. It turned out to be a 3.5 millimeter screw. 3.5 by 0.6. Like, come on, guys. Really? I guess that's 1960s Germany for you. But yeah, that was really annoying. Like, I was looking, like, trying to figure out, like, what screw it was. You know, because, like, it could be one of those, number screws, you know, like a 832 or a 1024 or a 1032, you know, like the number size screws. I don't know what you call those, like, officially. But, like, I thought, well, okay, it could be one of those, could be metric, but, like, after all the looking, it turned out to be a 3.5 by 0.6, which is, like, the most bizarre screw size in the freaking world. Like, couldn't you guys have just gone to M4? Like, really? But no. That's, yeah, that was annoying. Oh, the qualms of hardware. Yeah, I know, right? Happy Cinco de Mayo, Rodrigo. And oh boy, Charlotte the Bun is here to terrorize us again, guys. This is not good. Not good. Bunny on the loose. Oh. Okay, gotcha. So you're Mopar boy. Okay, cool. Good to know. Like, it's hard to keep track of who's who, especially across platforms when you've got different usernames. Is that an excuse? I mean, yeah, kind of. But also it's very realistic. Or very, legit. Okay, that's mostly clean. Mostly clean, and I think we're gonna crack this guy open. The Holy Grail gave bunnies a bad name. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Charlotte. Or maybe I don't know what the Holy Grail is. Alright, this is going to get messy. That's okay. Oh, you know what else I found at Ace today, actually? As you remember in the lathe video, I needed to make a handle for that one attachment. I found a ball knob at Ace, which was really surprising to find, actually. It's 5/16, not 3/8, which is annoying because the thread on the attachment is 3/8. But I'll just have to make my own handle bit for it, but the fact that they had a knob was great. I'll probably run back down there tomorrow and grab a few other things as well, now that I came back and decided that I wanted more. But, I mean, hey, isn't that the way hardware stores go? Of course. Okay. How are we looking in here? Not too bad, I'd say. Okay, yeah, it looks like I did grease these at one point, because this is the, this looks like the same kind of grease that I would normally use, whenever I grease stuff, so, although that bearing I think is shot. Oh, no, it just wasn't in its hole, okay. And this seems like it's running pretty good. Feels like it's running smoothly, which is nice. Oh, interesting. It's got a dual bearing on the, I don't know what side that is. The input drive, maybe? I'm not quite sure, but it's got a dual bearing, so that's kind of interesting. Alright, I guess we just start cleaning things now. I'm gonna leave everything apart, and then this week on lunch sometime, I'm gonna run down to my local hobby shop and get some shims. I also need some parts for my slash and splash, so I'll go down there and pick some of that stuff up this week. So I'm not gonna be reassembling any of this stuff today. But, Nosy, how's it going? Welcome. Good to see you. Rodrigo, yeah, thanks. I am very stoked. I started like doing some teardown on it today, cleaning some stuff, figuring out what kind of like what the electrical setup on it is right now, because the motor on the lathe that I got is not stock, like it's not factory. So I words. And I want to make it basically the same as it was from the factory. So it had a 2-speed motor and reverse. So I want to make it that same way. But I will need to buy a 2-speed motor at some point. But I just wanted to like pull that stuff out. If you guys are on my Discord, I just posted some pictures in the behind the scenes channel of some stuff that I worked on it today, if you want to go check that out. So yeah. Oh, it's got dual bearings on both sides. That's actually really interesting. It's got dual bearings on both sides of this main, is this an input or is this an output? On this input shaft, it's got 2 bearings and a bushing on each side between them. Here, let me slip them back on and I will show you what I mean. The bearings are 2 different sizes also, which is interesting. Very interesting indeed. Okay, so this is the input, like main drive input gear on the transfer case, and as you can see, it's got 2 bearings on each side and a brass bushing in between. The outer bearings are slightly smaller diameter than the inner 2 bearings, so that's kind of interesting. Yeah, kind of interesting. Actually, that makes sense why there's only 2 of a very strange size bearing. And that makes sense why there is the very strange size bearing now. Oh, okay. No worries, get a grip. I know the feeling. It's annoying. No worries. I mean, I should be on, like, I just have to, I got plans for dinner tonight, at 7, so, I mean, I'll be on for a couple hours. So I'm sure you'll be able to get back on. I guess it depends on how long your video is. I also, let's see, what else did I do on the lathe today? Let's see, what did I do? I pulled the electronics out, like I mentioned, and then I also threaded the holes in the base for 5/8 11 thread, so that, oh jeez, oh no. Okay, those are gonna be a pain. I threaded them for 5/8 11 so that I have basically adjustable feet, so it won't like rock around a bunch, because that was really annoying. Oh wait, okay, that goes to that. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so it wouldn't like rock around a bunch when I'm turning the hand wheels, which was really annoying. But did that, and I also started going after some of the attachments with some Scotch-Brite pads, gently and carefully, of course, not on anything that's like precision ground. Just to make things look pretty, you know, get it all cleaned up, make things look nice, and, you know, just get myself a good starting point for using the machine. And then, yeah, also started oiling some things a little bit. I'm gonna make a custom little oil tip for my little oil thingamabob. And yeah, so that I can actually oil some of the other fittings. Because they don't, like, the lathe doesn't have Zerk fittings. It's got this other weird kind of like pressed in, I mean, it's basically a Zerk, but you can't use a grease gun on it, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, that's kind of strange, but is what it is. Texas boy, you say? Just posted the progress. Okay, let me take a look. I want to see this. I want to see. Is it alright if I show the audience? Oh, cool. That looks sweet. Yeah, right on. That looks really good. Sweet. What is on your guys' mind this evening? Oh geez, that's all grease? Ugh, yuck. Ew. Ew. Nasty grease. Nasty grease. Oh, I also this week got some attachments and tools and stuff for the lathe. I got a set of let's see, I got a set of indexable carbide bits. I got, oh nice, slip out, lovely. I was so worried. There's a blind bearing in both of these transfer case halves, and I was worried that they weren't going to come out, but thankfully they did. I got a chuck that's probably a little bit too big for the machine, but that's okay. I mean, the main reason I got it is because I wanted something that would handle up to a 1/2 inch diameter shank. I mean, shoot, at that point I should just, you know, make an adapter for the turret side of the lathe, but, you know, that's fine. I don't think it was that expensive either, so it's alright. I mean, it's a good quality chuck, and I will use it for something. If even if it's not this, I can get a different stud, I guess, for it. It's not a stud. Tapered mount pin, I guess, because there's one type of taper on the chuck side and a Morse 1 taper on the other side. I don't know what the chuck side taper is called, but I just get a different one with like a Morse 2 or 3 taper and use it for something else. So That's alright. No big deal. And actually, I'm gonna grind down the Morse 1 taper shank. I guess, I don't know what it's called. I guess it's called a shank. I'm gonna grind that down just a little bit also so I can get just that little bit of extra clearance. So that should help. Ew. Gross. So much grease. Although, I'm glad that this was well greased. Give you that. I'll give you that. This week at work, well, Friday at work, I started working on a 68 Chrysler New Yorker. Yeah, it's a beater. It's absolutely a beater. It is not fancy by any stretch of the imagination. But I'm putting a master cylinder. Well, I put a master cylinder in it, and that turned into putting wheel cylinders in it. The rear wheel cylinders, after cleaning out the bleeder screws and all that jazz, they bled just fine. The front bleeder screws, however, well, actually those cleaned out fine also, but the front, I could not get to bleed one side at all. The other side, brake fluid was coming out from inside the drums because it's got front drums. Front and rear drums, which suck. But yeah, so basically it turned into needing wheel cylinders also. I mean, this was at the end of the day, so I'll be putting them in on Tuesday. But, one side, the drum slipped right off. Like, smooth as can be, came right off. By hand, didn't have to adjust anything down, no nothing. The other side, I hammered and hammered and hammered and hammered and hammered and hammered and hammered on, and it did not come off. So what I ended up having to do is take the hub off, and, well, yeah, got mechanics crying, but it was a Chrysler. And so I ended up just having to take the hub off and put the drum on the ground and hammer the hub out that way. Absolutely redonkulous. Okay, now that bearing may actually not come out. Oh, wait. It will. Yep, it will. Woohoo! Alright. It's that little blind bearing there in the center. Yeah, those are a pain. Thankfully, they come right out, which is great. This goes in the middle, and that goes on the top. Okie dokie. Transfer case is disassembled, cleaned, ready for new bearings, ready for shimming if it needs it, and yeah, whatever else it ends up needing. So cool, there we go. That is done. This rag, I think, has seen its last day. Goodbye. Chevrolet, cracked head, every valve rattles. Oil, yep. Pretty much. Pretty much, Nosy. Okay, set this aside. Hope I remember how it goes back together at some point. I will. And move on to the transmission. Okay. Leave that little doohickey on there. Don't know how this doohickey comes off. Maybe it does not come off. But surely it must come off. So go and break another freaking screwdriver. Screwdrivers are not pry bars. They're not. They're not pry bars. Ford fix on repair daily. Found on road dead. See what other Ford ones are there. There's so many. There's so many Ford ones. Okay. So, transmission. I don't remember what the inside of this thing looks like. Alright, let's see what this transmission looks like, 'cause I don't remember. It's probably just a standard 3-gear. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like from the outside. But we're about to find out. Oh boy, I got shaky hands. Combination of caffeine and being a little bit hungry. But I got snacks. I'm just waiting to see if Mr. Mike shows up anytime soon. Texas boy, what RCs you trying to sell again? Oh wait, no, never mind. I remember. You were talking to, I think, Nosy about it on Discord, wasn't it? I don't quite remember. I know you're talking to somebody. Or was it Percival? I don't know. And, yeah, it's basically just your standard 3-gear transmission. I mean, it's a little bit different than a axial 3-gear, but I mean, it's basically same concept. You just have a stepped gear instead of a center idler. Yep, there you go. Aha! There he is, Mr. Mike. There he is. Just wasn't sure if you were around, because I'm hungry. Therefore, it is snack time, and we have plenty more stream snacks to go through. I'm gonna go for the gloss sets. The chocolate covered raisins looks like. That sounds like a good call. Those are good. I haven't had chocolate covered raisins in a long time, actually. Tasty. Definitely tasty. Okay, that's transmission half. This guy. Hey, Spud House. It's going pretty good. I am having a pretty nice day so far. Got a little bit of editing done this morning. Got a kind of fun video ready to go. I'm not sure when it's going to be up. Probably next weekend. Just kind of depends. I worked on the lathe a little bit, just kind of doing some maintenance type stuff on it, cleaning things up. You can check in the behind the scenes channel on Discord for all the, oh, that's a shim, okay. See, look at that, guys, we got a shim, okay. This is where we need to start being a little careful with things. But yeah, you can check on the behind the scenes Discord channel and see a bit more of a detailed explanation of my endeavors today. Spent a good hour in the hardware section at Ace, which was great. I don't know about you guys, but I do enjoy a bit of time in the old hardware section. Yeah, those are good. Okay. There's a big bearing in there. Is that a clip? No, it's a grease ring. But that looks like a... okay. Oh. Oh no. Okay, good. Thank God. It's right here. Dropping bearings, bad plan, guys. Would not recommend. I mean, there's really nothing wrong with any of these bearings. Like I said, I'm not going to be replacing any of them today. I'll do that next weekend. Just so that I can get any parts I need in between. But oh man, my train of thought just disappeared. Bearings, right. There's nothing really wrong with them per se. Some of the ones in the axles actually could probably stand to be replaced, but they're just old, and I just want to know the status of my stuff, if that makes sense, and I like Avid bearings, so, you know. Yeah, you definitely should go check it out, Spud House. Okay, that's a lot of grease. Oh gosh, gross. Okay. I'm just gonna kind of dunk some of this in the trash. And it's totally gonna get all over my hands when I really don't want it to later on. But hey, that's fine. That's fine. You know, guys, depending on how quickly we get this done, I may actually do a little bit of lathe maintenance. I might bring in one or two of the parts for it in here and just work on cleaning them while we chat. So you guys might get a sneak peek of that. I was going to fix up my slash and splash today also on stream, because I broke some stuff. Carl, how's it going? Good to see you. But I need to get some parts for that, so I'm gonna hold off on those for the moment. Get some MIP shafts for the one. I broke the little like splined bit that goes on the pinion for the center aluminum driveline, so I will have to get one of those. Hopefully my local hobby shop has one this week, but we'll see. But yeah, so you guys might get to see a little bit of lathe attachment cleaning, which would be cool. Thank you, Mare. I appreciate it. Carl, I'm doing pretty good this weekend. I'm a little tired today, to be fair. But we got caffeine, we got chocolate, we're good to go. Okay. Sorry. I keep looking over and one of my computer monitors is like the color on it is all jacked up. Like it works fine, but like the color on it is just kind of weird. Like I've adjusted it, done all the adjusting I can to it to try and get the color to look right. It just doesn't look right. And so I keep on doing double takes because it looks like I'm super overexposed, but I'm not, because like the contrast is super high on it, but if I adjust the contrast, it doesn't change anything. Kind of annoying. Okay, that looks like another shim. Looks like another shim. Indeed, it's another shim. Oh boy. Okay. So, without losing it, and hopefully without forgetting that it's there, I'll put it here. I do. Yes, I do, Mare. Mare? I'm guessing that's how you say your name? Yeah, I do still have it. I actually ran it last night, or 2 nights ago, with my boyfriend, which was cool. Alright. How? Okay, cool. How does this come off? Tap, tap. Oh, yep, tap, tap. Okay, great. Good stuff. And there is my other transmission case. Ow. I'm kind of torn between how much lathe content I want to do on the channel outside of using it for projects, if that makes sense. Because I know that you guys would love to see it. I know that there's a good handful of you guys that would love to see it. And it would make for great content. It's a super rare piece of equipment. There's like, if you look up Rambled Lathe on YouTube, there's like 3 videos about them. So they're pretty rare, and videos about them would be cool. However, I don't want to go overboard with it, and I also don't want it to turn into something feeling like every little thing I do to it I have to film, which I know I don't have to do. And I know that I don't have to do that with any of my other hobbies, you know, like I don't have to film every little RC thing every little RC thing that I do. And I am getting better at not feeling like I have to do that, like being able to just work on my rigs on my own and just be like, it's okay that I'm not filming it. Because you get into this mindset of, oh, everything is content, you know, like, you know, this is content, that's content. I mean, what I'm doing right here, right now, could be content too. I mean, I kind of am making it content by live streaming it, but you get in this mindset of trying to make everything content, and then you just, you end up in this place where you get locked up, where as a creator, you want to be doing stuff, but it can feel really like dragging down when it feels like, ugh, I like doing such like XYZ would say sounds really fun, but ugh, I gotta film it, you know, when I just want to do it on my own. And I don't really want that to turn into that, because my channel is not about machine tools. Like, sharing that I got the lathe and making a going and picking it up video is totally cool, because I'm gonna be using it on the channel, and it's such a big, you know, investment and new thing that, you know, it's worth mentioning. But I've also never used a lathe like that before, so I don't really know what I'm doing. And additionally, you know, I like to make sure that my videos are very informative and accurate in the information. Not that I necessarily go research everything, but, you know, like the way that I do my, let's see, this bearing went here, I think. Yeah. Like, in the lathe video, at like the second half of it, I did, you know, pretty in-depth, just like explaining how everything works, what everything is. But anything farther than that, I mean, I don't really know the first thing. I've turned comms for, you know, motors. I do that all the time, so like there's some experience there. And I also have experience from work, turning brake rotors on lathes. So like I have some very niche, limited experience when it comes to lathes. But this type of thing, no, I don't have any experience with, and so it's a big learning curve, which is fine. I love learning new things, and I love just being like, well, shoot, how hard can it be, you know? I love being able to think like that. What bearing went there? Huh? Oh. Okay, that's fine. I'm getting slightly confused, but that's fine. I don't quite remember where I was going with that rant. It's not really a rant, but I guess my point is, like, I'm not sure how crazy I want to go into making lathe videos. Although, if it comes down to like needing to rebuild it or put new spindle bearings in it, something that's like maintenance related, I will definitely film that, just for the sake that there is no documentation on these things anywhere. I mean, there's some, but like it's very, very slim, and like there's no videos on YouTube of anybody taking the things apart. So I'm sure that somebody someday is gonna be like, I have no idea how to change the spindle bearings on my Ramble. Let's go see if there's any videos on YouTube. Right now there are none, but I can make those videos. And so my plan is to fill that gap fill that literary gap, basically. Literary is not quite the right word, but you guys get the point. To like fill that gap in information. So this went with that one. Yeah, and honestly, I just don't really feel like doing a big, in-depth, like, you know, following my learning process, like following my learning curve series. I don't really feel like doing that, or video. I totally could. I mean, there's no reason I can't. It's just I don't want to. And that's fine. But knowing that people are interested in the lathe, like, is good, because it makes me feel a little bit more like, okay, there's actually people who would appreciate seeing it, and it's not just like, okay, I'm uploading random crap. Like, I'm gonna upload what I want to upload at the end of the day. But I prioritize things based on what I know people like, you know? So if, like, okay, like, say sewing. Like, if I'm sewing, I don't know, a case or a bag or something for one of my RCs or for my radio. Like, very small amounts of people on the channel would be interested in seeing me sew. Like, that's just the way, like, that's just how my audience is. My audience is more interested in machining and making things, like, you know, out of metal and wood than they are, well, I guess maybe not really wood, but more interested in making things out of metal and plastics than fabric. So while there are, like, while there may be a couple people that are interested in the fabric one, I'm not going to prioritize that, because it's not something that a lot of people want to see. I'm still going to make whatever I want to make, and if I really wanted to make a video about, I don't know, some epic sewing machine or whatever, like, I would. If it was, as long as it was, like, slightly related to the series, or slightly related to the channel. But, and I do know that there are a lot of people here now that are really interested in my machining. So, and that's kind of become a more of a main focus on my channel, is like making RC parts, creating things out of my imagination basically, and being like, well, okay, today we're gonna make a water-cooled RC car, and we're gonna machine parts for it, and we're gonna see how it goes. So, you know, I would definitely put more thought into doing some lathe videos. They're just not going to be as it's going to be less documenting my journey with the machine and more about, you know, one thing or whatever. Like, for example, like the mill, like when I fixed the milling machine. Well, I wanted to learn how to weld cast iron, and so I did, and it worked, which was crazy. Wait, what in tarnation? Are there supposed to be screws in those holes? Oh, right, yes, of course there are. Those are for the brakes. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, very long-winded rant about lathe content. But yes, Erica's epic sewing tips and tricks series, that would be funny. I can sew. Reliably, I cannot sew, but I can assemble fabric in one way or another. How's that? I can embroider, for sure. Macrame, for sure. Hand stitch, it's not gonna be even, but I can. But yeah. The thing that's tricky about cast iron is that I'm sure Mike can chime in here a bit more too, but the main thing is that it's brittle, and when you heat things up, they expand and contract. So a very malleable and ductile, I know that those are two different, they describe two different properties of a metal, but when you have a very malleable and ductile material, it's going to expand and contract nicely. It's the molecules can be moved around, like they can be pushed around by the forces exerted on them by the metal itself that's moving because it's being heated or cooled. But cast iron, because it's so brittle, there's very little movement in those molecules. So, like, okay, for an extreme example, take a piece of gold. Gold is super soft. The molecules can slide around each other and move around each other very, very easily and still maintain their bonds. But when you go to cast iron, I think, I don't know if it's that the molecules are any closer together, but their bonds are stronger, and the molecules line up in such a way that, at least when you harden steel, the molecules line up in such a way that makes it more prone to cracking, because think about it this way. I'm sure most of you have split firewood. Think about how much, think about the difference between splitting a piece of wood that has, freaking crazy grains squirrely all over the place versus a nice straight grained piece of ash. Which one's gonna be easier to split? The nice straight grained piece of ash, because everything is nicely lined up, like all the grain is nicely lined up, and so it's gonna split where that grain is lined up. Same idea, kind of, when it comes to metal. When you have all those molecules lined up, they're very strong in that orientation because they're all nicely lined up, locked together, but they, when they crack where, like when they come apart right where that, where they're joined, if it makes sense. And because they're all nicely single file line, it travels down that column of molecules, per se, very easily. Okay. Anyway, there's Erica's spiel on brittleness for the night. Okay, so this is all gross and greeby and greasy and gooky. We're pulling the dirty rag back out just as a dirty grease depository. What else do you guys want to know about the lathe? Do you guys have any questions that I didn't address in the video or anything? Because I'm totally more than happy to talk some more about it. Because, you know, that's kind of the big exciting thing for me right now. Alright, I mean, yeah, these bearings actually don't feel too bad. All things considered, they don't feel that bad. I mean, I really don't run this truck very much, but I want Avid bearings because I want Avid bearings. That's what I want is Avid. I want that yellow, baby. Oh, did you really, Carl? Very cool. Very cool. I definitely could open an RC machine shop. That would be something. That would be something. Oh yeah, that's right. Am I going to? No. But I mean, I have very wide capability of making parts. Although right now the CNC machine is currently down for the count. It's got some sort of computer problem with it. My dad was looking into trying to figure out what the problem might be. But yeah. So for now, no CNC, which is kind of annoying because there are some things for the lathe that would be fantastic to CNC. And actually just mill in general. I want to machine some tool holders slightly smaller and all that jazz. What's going on with the drive shaft? What do you, which drive shaft are you talking about, Carl? If you could specify, I would greatly appreciate that. Yeah, stainless wheels would be really cool. I think it's stainless you can do that, like, you can get to, like, you can get it to turn cool colors based on the temperature, as I recall. I think you can do that with titanium, too. Oh, the one that shattered. I have just put that on the shelf for now. I did not reach out to... I did not reach out to MIP about it. I mean... oh my gosh. Lettuce? Nosy? Really? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know that I'm gonna do anything about it. I mean, I totally could. But do I really have the patience to do something about it? I don't know. I mean, I've already got another one in there, and so, I mean, it's fine. And honestly, I wouldn't want to send it into them because, you know, that's kind of like a trophy, to be fair. I mean, who breaks MIP shafts, you know, like, freaking gnarly. If you guys missed that, go over to my Instagram. There are some good pictures on there of the extreme failure of my MIP shaft, if you want to check that out. You know, for what it is, this rear axle is actually quite beefy. You know, the aluminum housing being beefy, not that's up for debate. But, like, the shafts are super thick. I mean, it's pretty nice, I gotta say. Pretty darn nice. The stainless steel actual shafts break. I don't know much about stainless steel. I'll be very honest with you, Nosy. I don't know much about stainless steel. I don't know what happens when they break. I am pretty sure that it's more brittle than normal steel. Like, it's gonna... Ooh. Shims? Okay. Like, I'm pretty sure that it's gonna break more than it's gonna bend. I'm pretty sure. Don't take my word for that, but I'm pretty sure. So, you know how, like, steel, like, normal steel will bend. And it takes a lot of bending before it'll break. Like, you know, like, actually break. I am pretty sure stainless will break sooner than steel will. You know what? I might... Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's what I thought, Mike. Actually, beer canning is a great thing. Thank you for reminding me about that, Nosy. Thank you for reminding me about that. Because I'm probably going to end up doing some of that on this. I'm going to buy some shims, but, you know, who knows how far that'll get me. But, like, the wear pattern on these gears is terrible. It is terrible. I mean, it's so small, I don't think I'll really be able to show you properly. But it's terrible. I might see, actually, if I can get some helical cut ring and pinion gears for these axles while I'm in here. I mean, like, there's some significant wear on those gear teeth. I mean, part of it's because it was not, the mesh was not set properly, but, I mean, this is a heavy rig, so that wear is going to translate, or all that weight is going to translate into wear on the gears, and a lot more of it. The front axle should be mostly fine, because that's pretty much brand new. I just replaced that, you know, a couple years ago, so. Okay. Okay, actually, yeah, I'm gonna take the pinion out here. Alright, really, guys, why would you use an E-clip on the blinking pinion shaft? why. Cool. Man, you guys ever get like a bite of something really sweet on your teeth? Oh, that's not a comfortable feeling. Not at all. Yep, flop does indeed equal premature wear, nosy. Alright. I think this is gonna need a bit of sandpaper because there's a burr on it, I think. It's annoying. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. What is something that you guys would want to see made on the lathe? Using yeah, actually that's a great great point there, Carl. And I will probably be doing the same thing, is using gear mesh paint or something of that nature. Maybe a paint pen? That might work too. To set my mesh. Yeah, I mean, this is just, yeah, the wear on this is terrible. I mean, it's totally fine, like, it'll hold up for a while yet, but, you know, I'm in here, I want to make it nice. So I might get myself some fresh gears for this as well. We'll see. We shall see. Set that there for the moment. Alright, there is a rear axle. If you use a little bit of like yellow paint or like a bright colored paint, you can well, I guess it depends on how your eyesight is, I guess, or like what kinds of things you can see clearly and not, but a little bit of paint should help. And yeah, some magnifiers too, like Carl says. Okay. Geez, we are moving right along. We've already got rear axle, transfer case, and transmission all torn apart. That's awesome. I might need to invest in one of them ultrasonic cleaners, because that would be great for all this stuff. That would be really great. I know my boyfriend's got one. I need to find a reason to try it, and this might be my reason. Oh god, please don't strip on me. Oh, you son of a bitch. Really, RC four-wheel drive? Really? Okay. I mean, I'm glad they use Loctite, but shit, man. Could you use something a little less strong? I mean, I stripped out the bottom bolt on this. Freaking outrageous. Freaking outrageous. I don't even know what they use, but it is ridiculous. Come on. Get off there, C-hub. That's not a C-hub, that's a knuckle. Come on. Off! I demand of you! I demand of you. Thank you. Wait a minute. That was me that tightened that because I put my CV drive shafts in here. Okay, gosh dang it, Erica. Why did you... Why? Oh my gosh. Oh well. Okay. Oh, that's in there snugly. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's definitely what I'll do. It's just a pain, cause you know, I gotta go outside, and I gotta do that, and, you know, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, you know, I've heard of people using, nail polish instead of Loctite. I don't think I've ever tried that myself. I've got some nail polish. I don't really wear nail polish, as you guys know. Although sometimes I do. So yeah, I could try that. Could definitely try that. Oh my gosh, that's such a tiny bearing. Oh my gosh. These are all... Actually, I'm probably going to save most of these bearings as backups. Iceman, yes, I feel you. Oh my gosh. It's like, man, who tightened this oil filter? Oh wait, that was me. Ha ha ha. Oh jeez. Yeah, I do that at work sometimes. I'm like, man, who in the hell tightened this oil filter? And then I go and look at the car's history, and it turns out I was the last one that worked on it and serviced it. And so it's like, oh, ha. Future Erica's problem has arrived. Yes. Indeed, Mike. Indeed. Because I do go on about, like, that'll be future Erica's problem all the time. I do say that a lot. And here we are. I don't think really going to be any luck for me. Oh, guys, I got it! I got it! Ha 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 ha! Oh, but that's not good. Oh boy. Man, I hope that it didn't lock tight to the sleeve, and then I wonder if it just stripped it out. Oh, that would be so annoying. I really hope it didn't do that. Really hope it didn't do that, because that would suck. Come on now. This is not good. Not good. Oh. Shoot. Oh, what a pain. Oh my gosh. I gotta strip out this housing. This is a brand freaking new housing as well. Jeez. these. And that's gonna go through my hand. Trucks for installation of axles. Cool. That sounds like a pretty chill night there, Jason. Does indeed sound pretty chill. Yeah, I feel you, Nosy. Great. Yeah, this is just great. I don't want to buy another axle. You can't just buy the housing, although you might be able to now. So he's out of stock. Initially, when I went looking for something to replace it. Oh yeah, that's totally stripped. Oh my gosh, really? Really? Gosh dang it. Alright, well, yeah, because that's stuck in the bushing. I just had an idea. Not for getting the bolt out, but for making these better. I'll bet you could probably tap this for M4. Make new collars, or bushings, or yeah, steering knuckle bushings, on the lathe out of brass. This is a good idea. I'm still stuck with how in the hell do I get this one out? Let me go see if I can get this out in the garage real quick with a bigger screwdriver without stabbing my hand. I will be back. All right. Screwdrivers are in the drawer and not in my hand. Yes, Carl, I do have Instagram. Link is in the description. My tag is highway49_RC. Okay, guys, so I got it out. However, I snapped the shoulder off of my knuckle bushing in the process. Do you have a pic of my toolbar? Maybe? I'm not sure, Carl. Possibly? But, okay, so what I think I might be able to do that, would involve some lathing is drill out the, is this nice? No, this is nice. What I might do, yeah, one sec. So here's what I think I might do, guys. I think, oh yeah. All right, here we go. So, here's the big problem with these axles. So, the big problem with these axles is, if I go like this, oh, nice. So the big issue with these axles is the C-hub ends here. They strip out so unbelievably easily. And what happened is on this one, you can see the knuckle bushing is still in there. The shoulder on it snapped off on the other side as I was trying to take it out, which is no good. And what ends up happening is these holes on the top end up getting stripped out, which is a big old pain in the patookus. But I think what I can do is I think I can thread it for M4 instead of M3. It looks like I'm gonna have space. And then I'll have, see, I do have just barely enough clearance on the top of the C-hub, or the top of the knuckle. Come on, focus. To drill out that hole a little bit and make my own brass bushing on the lathe. And this is the perfect, like, this is the perfect thing to use the lathe for. I think that's what we're gonna do. Not tonight, obviously, but I think that's going to be a video, definitely. Cool. Okay. Well, we got our very first lathe project ready to go, guys. And actually, I can take my old axle, because the exact same thing happened on the old housing, or on another one. I can rebuild that as well. So I'll make 8 little bushings. Oh, this is gonna be so cool. And I can use the turret to drill them and to set the depth and cut them off. And like, so cool. So I'm like, watch your edge margins and make sure to deburr the holes. 2 times the diameter of the fastener to the edge for margins. yeah, it's not gonna be that good, unfortunately, but hopefully it will be good enough. Hopefully it will be good enough. I mean, it's junk anyways. I mean, like, worst comes to worst, like, I fix it, and it works for a year, maybe, you know, a dozen battery packs, and it breaks. I mean, that's still a win in my book, so. Right. Picture of toolbox for nosy. Let's take a quick peek here. Yes, cardboard boxes. Woo for cardboard boxes. Okay. Come on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh. You know what, Carl? I might not anymore, because I think you sent that on one of your old accounts that got hacked. I think. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, bummer. Thompson, I could use a 3M helicoil. I could. But lathe, like, come on. Lathe is way cooler. Like, it's just cooler. And I can make a bunch of my own bushings, and I can use the whole turret dealy, and oh, it's just gonna be so cool. That's gonna be so cool. Oh, I'm getting excited thinking about this already. This is gonna be so cool. So cool, so cool, so cool. Yes! Okay. Great, that's that. This is the other bearing for this axle shaft. Yeah, I'm gonna have very tight, very little material on my knuckles, but I think I should be able to do it, barely. So I'll need to get some brass. What else do I need to get? Yeah, I need to get some brass. I have, you know what? I have this. But this is square. I don't have a way to hold square yet, so I guess I'll have to... That is true. I could make the bolt the bushing also. I could do that, actually. Yeah, I could get like an M5 bolt, turn the threads off of it, and thread the front end for M4. That's a good idea, Thompson. Okay, that's another option. Yeah, get an M5 bolt, turn all the threads off, turn the front little bit of it down, and then thread that for M4. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. I might do that. I think, okay, here's what I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do the bushing idea. Well, okay, I've got 2 trashed axles now. One, maybe I'll do the bushing idea on. One, I'll do the step screw. Because I want to make little brass bushings, because that sounds like a lot of fun. For no other reason than I want to make cute little brass bushings. But I think you're onto something. I think that the step screw idea is a much better one. All right, right on. Cool. So regardless, we're gonna get to use the lathe. We're gonna get to use the lathe. Da, 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 da. Oh, that's exciting. All right, that is gonna be a video, 100%. That is gonna be a video. I just gotta finish putting all the lathe back together and all that jazz. Okay. Thing is though, I need to hold that screw somehow while I turn the threads off of it. I guess if I got a really long one. Actually, if I got a really long one, I could make that work. I have to play some funny games with it. Or I could get a cap head. See, okay. I only have collets for my lathe right now. I don't have a chuck. So I gotta have something that fits in a collet. So maybe a cap head screw. Maybe? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, guys. I've got a conundrum. How do you hold a bolt? Okay, pretend this is my bolt, right? This is the bolt head. That's where the threads are. How do you hold this way? If a collet doesn't give you enough room to hold it. And I need to get machine all the way up to the head of the screw. I could hold it this way, I suppose. If I just got a real long screw. Yeah, actually, if I got a really long screw, I could hold it this way in the lathe. This is my collet. I can turn the threads off. I could even put a live center on the back end of it. Yeah, I could put a live center on the back end of it just for a little bit extra stability. And then just machine it here and part it off. Okay, I got some ideas. This is gonna be cool. Fun. I cannot wait. Awesome. Awesome. Man, I'm so looking forward to dinner tonight. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be eating dinner on stream tonight, guys. I got dinner plans with my mom, and we're going to go get sushi. That sounds great, because my stomach needs something nice and healthy. Alright. That's not caffeine, it's not sugar. Last night, for dinner, I had a burrito that had French fries in it. Yeah. A burrito with French fries in it. It was weird. Was it good? It wasn't bad. It was I wish there was a little bit less French fry going on in it, but it was good. I think what would have made it better is if they were like fresh, like hand-cut French fries. Now that would probably be really good. On one of the 3 Ramble YouTube videos, he makes them screws. I could mic, yes. However, the issue is that I still need some sort of, like, I don't want it to be a flathead screw or a pan head. No. I don't want it to be the flat blade screwdriver kind of screw. And I need basically I need a screw head. At the end of the day, I need a screw head to work off of. Because I don't have a way to make a screw head. That's the problem. That's why I have to start with an existing bolt. Otherwise, yes, I would absolutely do it that way if I had a way to make a bolt head. Or to, you know, actually make it, like actually, you know, make the hex key slot. But I don't have a way to do that yet. I need a way to punch out this bedding. Perfect. Look at that. Oh my gosh, this is like a brand new axle, and the mesh on this was so bad. Like, it is just eating into the gears. It's ridiculous. I mean, I've had probably no more than 16 battery packs through this axle, and it's already like got hella wear on the gear teeth. Like, this is such a terrible mesh. My god. I mean, this is horrible. Horrible, horrible gear mesh. Okay, and that's just a cover for the front. Alright, cool. That's fully apart. Cajun chicken Alfredo pasta. Ooh, that sounds really good. That sounds really good. I'm looking forward to some gyoza tonight. That's what I'm looking forward to. I don't know, we'll see. I might literally just have like gyoza and some seaweed salad. I don't even know if I'm gonna get a sushi roll or not, because the gyoza was so good. I'm really excited about this lathe project now, guys. Really excited. What is a bummer though is I got some tooling and stuff. Because it's such a tiny lathe, the space from the center of the space from the top of the cross slide to the center of the spindle is super, super short. And so one of the attachments that my tool post came with was a it was a cutoff blade holder, or a parting blade holder, sorry. And it's too tall. Like, it won't cut in the center because it's too tall, which is really annoying. So I do have a parting tool that will work, but I just can't use the actual holder, because I have a carbide parting tool and a high-speed steel parting tool as well. And it's the high-speed steel one that goes in the fixture, and that fixture is too short. Thus, will not actually cut properly. Okay. So, no, let me look. Where'd that other axle go? I know it was around somewhere. It's not in there. It's not in there. Nope. Nope. Definitely nope. Also definitely nope. Gelande. That's where it is. Yeah. Definitely. We're definitely gonna do that. Awesome. It's all crunchy and bound up. It's not good. Sweet. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited. It's gonna be such a cool project. We'll have to see. I'll have to get some bolts. Actually, we have some I could probably mess around with and just experiment, because I don't know if I would actually be able to cut the, I'd have to make sure they weren't like hardened bolts. Although even if they were, I mean, it's a carbide cutter, so I should be able to cut it, but probably wouldn't work very well. I don't know, we'll have to see. But what do you guys say for the last hour I go grab one of the lathe attachments and do a little bit of cleaning on that? What do you think about that? Because we got the Gelande stuff all tore apart nicely, so that's cool. That rag is also about done. Plunk that there. I think I am going to go grab a lathe attachment and start doing some of that. Oh, this is so satisfying, having everything nicely organized in trays. So great. So great. Seaweed salad. Okay. It is... It's crunchy, but not like crispy crunchy. It's, See, what could I like in seaweed salad too? It's just seaweed. There's nothing else in it. Like, it's just seaweed. I think they put a little bit of lemon juice, some sesame seeds. I think there's like an oil sort of on it. It's shredded in like long strings. So kind of like noodly almost. Like, that's kind of what it looks like. It's like long strings of seaweed. And it's crunchy like... It's crunchy like... No, I don't think it's the black seaweed that the rolls are made with. It might be, but I don't think it is. It's different. It's a bright green. It's a really nice bright green color. It's almost like... It's crunchy almost the same way like an almond is crunchy. I know that's completely separate sides of the spectrum. You got a nut and an ocean plant, but like you would call an almond crunchy, but it's not quite like crunchy, if that makes sense. But it is crunchy. I don't know, it's weird. I'll send you a picture if I get some tonight. But I'm going to take a brief intermission. Go grab. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a chewy crunch. Yeah. It's so weird. It's definitely a weird thing at first to get used to, but it's really good. It's quite refreshing. It feels a little bit heavier than a normal salad as well. Like, there's more substance to it, it feels like. In terms of, like, you know, hamburger is heavy, salad is light, that type of thing. It feels a little bit heavier than a normal salad. I don't know, it's interesting. I'll send you a picture if I get some. But anyway, brief intermission. I'm gonna go get some lathe things, and we'll do a little bit of cleaning. Be right back, friends. Rawr. So I'm back. And because I don't want to get too in over my head, we're just gonna clean up a tailstock real quick. I did one tailstock earlier. I also started doing the cross slide. I'm halfway done with that, but I didn't really want to do that one in here because that one's a little more oily. But got a couple Scotch-Brite pads, coarse and a not so coarse one. Just to kind of get some of the surface rust off, just make it look purty. A little bit of oil. Yeah. Okie dokie. So, I'll just start by taking it apart first. So this little knob here on the top is a little locking knob, and there's a washer on it that the other one does not have. Okay, so that's good to remember. And take the ram out. And actually, as I was bringing this in, I just figured out how the end of it comes off, like where the knob is. Needs a spanner that I don't have, so it's not going to come off. We're just going to do it without, like we did the other one, or like I did the other one. So there's the ram. It's got a key in the base of it that keeps it from rotating. Really, I'm just making sure that everything is lubricated good and free of rust where there should not be rust, stuff like that. So there's my ram, and then this is just gonna stay on there. And then the little locking lever on the back here also comes off. Yeah. Using this little set screw, and that guy comes out. Now that is that's dry. That's not good. That needs a little bit of lubrication for sure. That's not good. So this is the little that pulls the rest of the tailstock down onto the lathe bed. I'm really just gonna take a little bit of Scotch-Brite to all the handles and stuff. Just make things look purty. Make sure there's no dirt or gunk anywhere that there shouldn't be. Anything holding up the moving components. Just want to make sure everything's nice and clean. But anyway, if there's anything you guys want me to talk about, do let me know. I'm happy to talk about whatever. Something actually that I did want to touch on, that I was talking with Mike briefly about the other day, was, well, actually, I'm gonna leave that one be. Never mind. I'm gonna leave that one be. But yeah, if there's anything you guys want me to talk about, I am more than happy to. I am really looking forward to doing a project on the lathe though. For sure. That's gonna be fun. I don't know. I mean, shoot, I still got a body to paint for my touring car. Like, I just got too much stuff to do. Too much stuff to do. Okay. It's not terribly clean in there, but it's not a great way to get down in there. good. Spends a drop or two of oil down in that hole. So I'm gonna clean up this handle first. A little bit of Scotch-Brite can go a long way. Lathe question. What is the pitch of the tailstock screw? Does it have a scale? So it could be metric pitch. It does have a scale, and it is in inches. I don't know what the pitch, what the thread pitch is, but it's got but the scale on it is in inches. See? Look at that. A little bit of Scotch-Brite makes things look much prettier. Obviously, not doing this on the ways, because that's bad. But, yeah, I don't know if it's a metric pitch or anything. Did you really? Oh gosh. I take no responsibility. No responsibility here. I could totally use like a Scotch-Brite wheel or something, but meh. I don't mind doing it by hand. A little more control also, like there are some spots that are like sensitive that I don't want to take, like actually remove any material. I just want to, you know, give it a quick clean. So better to do it by hand. For example, the cam on this lever, don't want to really hit that too hard with the Scotch-Brite. Just enough to clean any like dirt or surface rust off, but nothing more than that. You should blame me? I don't think so, sir. I don't think you should blame me. I mean, I'm just over here doing my thing. It's totally gonna be a huge learning curve though, but that's fine. I'm totally up for something new. Always up for something new to learn. Someone at work said, some people have to be taught how to learn. Hey, Lutok. Good to see you. Someone at work said some people have to be taught how to learn, and other people can my train of thought is gone now. Yeah, he did have some pretty cool cars, Mike. I didn't ask him about it. And I didn't really question him too far into what he was making with his lathe collection. I should have asked to see it. Are you at the Silver State, or because I've seen some stuff on Instagram about it. Are you there watching it, or just like, is it being live streamed or something somewhere? Because I know that's like the big thing right now is the Silver State race in Vegas. There we go. That looks nice and purty, don't it? Yeah. This just gently. Without taking any paint off, obviously. Okay, gotcha. See, now I could have gone with steel wool on this, but I figure steel wool is probably more detrimental than some Scotch-Brite. That's why I'm using Scotch-Brite. Oh, really? Cool. What's their name? So I know there are some, like, famous, like, kid racers out there that are pretty good. Nice and oiled. Reed Sanders. Huh, okay. I don't recognize the name off the top of my head, but cool. Good for him. That's awesome. Very awesome. I'm gonna do a little bit of grease on that rather than oil, I think. Just because there's no way to consistently lubricate that in any way. Where's that 1/4 inch? Oh, okay. Oh gosh, I don't know, Joe. I am not sure. To be quite honest with you. Alright, see you later, Blue Talk. Thanks for stopping by. I'll only be on for about another hour or so. So if I catch you, awesome. If not, have a great evening. And I'll see you in the next one. Alright, so this guy goes in the bottom. And this goes in the side. Sweet, that feels nice and smooth. Alright. Wipe a little bit of this extra grease off, and I think that will be good for the little locking lever. Yep, nice, that feels good. Okay, tighten up that little set screw. Put a little bit of, just a smidge of Loctite on this, because it does not seem very snug. I would imagine it's probably the same, Joe, but I don't know, because I mean this thing was built 50, 60 years ago. So I couldn't tell you. Things may not have been as standard as they are now back then. Oh boy, this is gonna be a pain. Come on. Stupid set screw. There we go. Machined at such an odd angle. Alright, cool. There we go. Miller 2 today. What is that, Carl? Is that a welder? I'm gonna guess it's a welder. I'm not sure though. Or is that something else that I'm completely unaware of, which is probably the case. And what currency is that in too, actually? That's a big number. Oh, right on. Miller and lathe. Oh, mill and lathe. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I was like, Miller? I'm thinking Miller like welders, but gotcha. Mill as in milling machine. Gotcha. Oh, 0.025 times 20. Half an inch. Yeah, pretty sure it's half an inch, Joe. Because 20 and the 0.02, that's 400, and then the 20 times 0.05 is another 100, so yeah, half inch. $17-inch lathe? That's still pretty good though. Howdy, Fubar. How's it going? Hope you're having a good weekend so far. I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup and lubrication on one of the tailstocks for my new lathe. I already tore apart all my Gelande drivetrain stuff. So if you want to see that, you can rewind the stream a bit. But yeah, 17 inches, that's a good size. I mean, that's like over twice as big as mine. Okay, no, it's twice as big as mine. Plenty big enough for some hobby stuff. I really need to get a chuck for mine though. That's something that I really need to get. Is a 3-jaw chuck and preferably, hopefully, a 4-jaw chuck too in the near future. But we'll see. Has to be the steel on that tailstock. Okay, actually, yeah, I can count. I can count because I know numbers. Ha ha ha. Yeah, when I get the ram back in there, I'll count it. Okay, sweet. What was annoying is I got a tool post. Thanks, Fubar. I got a tool post for it, and you need to make your own T-nut, basically. And I had to do it with files because our milling machine is down right now, which was a little bit of a pain, but that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, very excited. I have done a little bit of messing around with it. I have done a little bit of cutting. I've made some chips. And it's cool. It's very cool. Just a little scrub and makes it look much nicer. Not going crazy on it, just getting a little bit of the surface rust off. Turn a quarter 20 volt, one turn. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that makes sense then. Every time you turn a quarter 20 bolt one turn, it moves 50 thou. Makes perfect sense. Also, I don't know if any of y'all are Orthodox out there, but if you are, happy Pascha. Because today is Pascha, which is Orthodox Easter, for those that don't know. My mom's family celebrates it because they're Orthodox. Technically I'm Orthodox as well, and my mom, but we don't go to church anymore. But we still do Pascha because that's kind of a family tradition thing, so that is today, and that's why we're going out for dinner. Should be nice. And yeah, happy Pascha to any other Orthodox folk out there. When we were in Ohio a couple weeks ago visiting my grandparents, we made Pascha bread. It's this like really rich bread that's baked in coffee cans for Pascha. It's called babka, which is Ukrainian for well, babushka is, yes it is, traditional meal. I'd have to ask my mom if there's a traditional meal. There's the traditional bread, the Pascha bread, which is called babka, which comes from the word babushka, which means grandmother. And the reason it is called babka is because grandmas make it. And my grandma makes it and it's good. But my mom and I made it this time when we went over there because my grandmother is getting old and it is so much work. I mean, it is ridiculous how much work it takes to make Pascha. Well, babka, Pascha, same thing. It's bread. It's yummy. And then you put like a bit of a glaze on top, like a powdered sugar icing and some sprinkles on top. That's the good stuff right there. That is indeed the good stuff. Alright, have a good week, Carl. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate your viewership and your all the awesome things that you are. So thank you. The other thing about Orthodox Easter is that it moves around every year. So, like, this year it's really late. Other years it's earlier. Like, sometimes it's on Western Easter. I'm assuming you're talking about the icing, Mike. The icing goes on top of the bread. So you put it on top, kind of runs down the sides. It's good. The bread itself is not sweet. It's really rich. It's got, I think, 7 or 8 egg yolks. I don't remember if it's yolks or whites, but yeah, there's a lot of eggs in it. It's not a quick bread, so there is yeast in it. And let's see what else can I say about it. It's very yellowish in color because of all the egg yolks. And it usually is eaten plain. Like, you can put butter on it. I mean, you can put really whatever you want on it if you wanted, but at least the way that we always eat it is plain. and it's tasty. It is a lot of work though, because you gotta knead it by hand and all this stuff, and like, yeah, it's a lot of work. Actually, this was the first time that I helped my mom make it, because she's made it by herself in the past, and my grandmother used to make it in the past as well, but she's older, so obviously she doesn't do that as much anymore. But my mom has made it, but I've never helped her, so this was the first time that I actually got to help with that tradition, which is cool. All the little nooks and crannies. All the little nooks and crannies. I mean, I'm really not doing this for any reason other than because I want to look nice. But hey, we can be vain about our tools, right? Yeah. We can totally be a little bit of vain about our tools. There, that looks pretty nice. Yeah, that's great. Alright. Just got a nose full of rust dust. Would not recommend. Would not recommend. Alright. I don't want to scrub around the nose of the tailstock too much, because I don't want to get too much grit down in the bore, but yeah, right? I mean, see? Just a little bit of scrubbing, and those handles look so much nicer. No longer all rusty and gross. I mean, it's not like it was very rusty to begin with, but, you know. And then I also scrubbed up the base there. So those are nice and shiny now. I was gentle on those, obviously. And clean up the ram carefully with the finer Scotch-Brite. I should have gotten some of the really fine Scotch-Brite that they had, but oh well, it's fine. I mean, realistically, I'm not taking off much metal at all. I mean, I guess you could argue that I'm, in theory, putting little scratches in it, which, yeah, I am doing that. But, I mean, it's so minor that it's not really that big a deal. Like, it's so small, you know? Good. Try and get into this groove a little bit. Make sure everything runs nice and smoothly. Nice. Looks quite lovely. And bit back in here. I'm gonna do a little bit of grease again. So it's gonna be a bit more. There's no grease ports, or like there's no oil cups or anything on the tailstocks. So there's no real good way to lubricate them. Actually, before I do that, I want to clean out the taper. Yeah, so because there's no oiling ports on the tailstock, a grease is going to be a bit of a better long-term lubricant as opposed to an oil. Do you have more hobbies? Fubar, I have too many hobbies. I have far too many hobbies. I mean, I guess maybe it's less hobbies and more skills. Like blacksmithing, woodworking, leatherwork. Let's see what else. Rock climbing. It's not really a, well, I mean, it is a hobby. It's not in the same class of skill. But rock climbing I do. I'm a drummer. I can play electric guitar. What other hobbies do I like? Legos. I don't do much Lego stuff anymore, but I used to do a ton of Legos. I mean, I still have all mine. I'm not going to get rid of them, but that's a thing. I mean, yeah. I can embroider. That's fun. I don't have an embroidery project going right now, but I've done a couple larger pieces, and it's fun. It's a freaking load of work, but I enjoy it. Oh, wrong way. This way. There we go. Alright. Grease on here. No drones? Nope, I'm not an aircraft person. I can sort of kind of fly a helicopter. But no, I'm not much into drones. Alright, that is quite well lubricated. Just a small drop of oil on the back. There we go. Now it's moving pretty nice. I look like I can build cool drones. I mean, alright. One of my coworkers has some drones. Okay, so we were saying 20 cranks is half an inch, right? I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cranks is half an inch. I don't know if Joe's still watching, but this would be 10 threads per inch, I think. No, 20 threads per inch. Skill reads. Okay, so it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 turns to to go 1/2 inch, so 20 turns for 1 inch. So this would be 20 TPI. The scale is, it doesn't say, like, it just has, it just looks like a ruler. Yeah. So I think it's, quarter 20, or it's 20 threads per inch, whatever. But yeah, I'm happy with this. Oh, I still gotta do the little locking handle too. Oh, the inflatable tires, those suck. Don't even bother. I tried them, I was like, well, maybe. Nah, they suck. Maybe with help from some foams, but yeah, no, the inflatable tires pretty much suck. I'm sure you could, you know, use the air as a supplement to the foam or something, but yeah, they were terrible for what I was doing. Yeah. Yep, that's why they're not on the market. I mean, it's a cool idea, but it just doesn't quite work as well in the small scale. It doesn't quite work the same. Although, the people that, or like the company that makes those inflatable tires, G-Made, they make good shocks, really good shocks. That's what I run on my SCX-10. So if you're looking for shocks on a budget, they are great budget shocks. I mean, I think you can get like a set of just standard, no nonsense ones for maybe $50, set of 4. And they don't, I mean, you know, all shocks end up leaking a little bit over time, but like, as long as you build them well, use a bit of green slime or whatever, you'll be good. You'll be good. So, like, I've got the piggyback shocks on my SCX. Love those. Those are awesome. Yeah. Really, really good brand for shocks. They also make super short ones for the old road cars as well, which I'm sure I'll probably be getting in the future at some point. It would be neat to repaint my lathe. I don't know that I would want to do that though. That seems like a lot of work and money, and I don't know. I think that it looks good the way it is. I think we talked about this actually once. Our bandsaw came out of a high school wood shop, so you know, tons of kids have left their mark on it, with their names scratched in, all sorts of sayings and whatnot. My dad wants to repaint it because he doesn't like that, but I think it's kind of interesting to look at and like try and decipher what's on it, because I don't know. I just think it has history and it's kind of cool that way. But that's just me. Alright. That looks pretty good as well. Just a little bit of cleaning and makes things look so much nicer. Control, that thing is jumpy. Oh, no, it's still 20 TPI. It's still 20 TPI because I turned the handle 20 times for it to move an inch. It's moving, it's moving 0.05 per revolution, is what you're thinking, I think. I think it is powder coated, Mike, and I would get it powder coated if I was to repaint it at some point. Definitely. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I've got a lathe project now, so that's going to be fun. Yeah, I agree. There are some pictures online, if you go to that Lathes UK site that I linked in the video, of a very, very nice green one. That thing is so pretty, like everything is just polished. It's gorgeous. And I'd love to make mine look like that, but that's a lot of work, man. That's a lot of work. But seeing as this is a fairly good stopping point, I think I'm gonna call it a night here in a few minutes. Made some good progress today. I'll have to look into getting some gears, some bushings, or not bushings, shims. I'll have to get some round brass stock, maybe. Oh, the green box didn't appear? Oh, that's weird. Okay. Who knows then? Yeah, made good progress tonight. Yeah, I guess I'll have to decide whether or not I want to do the old brass bushing method for the axles, or if I want to go about it by making my own screw. We'll see. I might see what we've got for cap head, cap head bolts and see how well they hold in a collet. Because if they hold, great, but if they don't really hold very well, then yeah. What's next week on the stream? Next week is probably going to be... It's probably going to be starting to put bearings in and working on getting gear meshes set, if I can find gears. Yeah, probably if I can't find gears, I will, or I suspect it will take longer than a week to get here. So we'll probably put the transmission and transfer case back together with new bearings and all that jazz. And then if I can get gears, we'll do the rear axle too. Hold off on the, well, I guess we get the front mostly together, because I still got to do the nonsense for the knuckles, which will be cool. But that'll, I guess, I don't know when I'm going to do the nonsense for the knuckles. Probably, I feel like there was something going on next weekend, and I don't remember what it was. Mother's Day is Sunday. So I might stream on Saturday next week, guys, since Mother's Day is on Sunday. And I'm sure some of you guys are going to be spending that time with your moms. I'll definitely spend some time with my mom next week. But yeah, lots to do, not enough time. Lots to do, not enough time. So I think I'm going to call it here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed. If you're looking forward to next week's stream, continuing the Gelande Overhaul project, leave a like, comment if you're excited. And I guess let me know if you think the brass bushing idea or the shoulder screw idea is going to be the better option. I'm not sure. I'm gonna try the shoulder screw first, and then if that doesn't really work out so well, then I'll get some brass and we'll do it that way. But anyway, that's about it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please do leave a big fat thumbs up. If this does happen to be the first stream that you have seen by me, make sure you go down, hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell, and head over to my Discord and Instagram for more live updates of when I'm streaming. If you want to support the channel and what I do, consider becoming a channel member or support me on Patreon. Both of those would be great. And yeah, that's about it for me, guys. Hope you all have a wonderful night, and I will see you right back here next week. Doodles!